You're listening to Bringing an Ancient Faith to a Modern World with Father Anthony Messa, where we explore ways to encourage and equip the local Orthodox Church. Let's get started. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bringing an Ancient Faith to a Modern World podcast. I'm Katie Karras, and I'm here with Father Anthony. And it's been a while, Father Anthony.
Has been busy summer.
It has been a busy summer, but that's because we have a big fun announcement that we wanted to share today. Can you tell us what that announcement is, Father Anthony?
Yeah, that is the STSA Ministries open house, which we did last year for the first time ever. We are going to be doing it again this year, but as with everything in 2020, it's not going to look quite the same as it did in the past. But we are still planning on going forward with it, so we're excited to talk about that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of questions about what it means to be a part of the STSA Ministries community, and a lot of people are signing up, which is so great, and checking out the resources available. I got a lot of other people saying, what am I signing up for exactly? Mm-hmm. Can you share a little bit before we get into the open house about what it means to just be a part of the STSA Ministries community?
Yeah, so when you join STSA Ministries, which is completely free, you get a behind-the-scenes look at basically who we are as a church, at STSA Church. And, when we started STSA Ministries, it's kind of our way of pulling back the curtain and giving people a chance to see what lessons we've learned along the way. So, you know me, Katie, and anyone who knows me knows that I hate inefficiency. Yeah, I like things that are efficient and well thought out and effective. So I oftentimes what I see out there now is a lot of people trying to do the same thing, and I feel like we're all working on similar projects. So instead of everyone working from the ground up to try to build something from zero to build it up to wherever, what I think is a more effective and efficient way is that we have been able to do some stuff. Okay, we've learned a lot of lessons, and maybe learn this much stuff. So then I would love for someone else to come in and start here and build from here, to take it up here and make it better. And then the next person comes in, okay, we share that, and the next person takes it and makes it better and makes it better. As opposed to everyone starting from zero, our hope here is that really that those who join the STSA Ministries community can simply take the lessons that we've learned and, like I said, make it better. So you'll get to see how it is that we do Sunday school and lessons we've learned along the way, how we serve the youth, how we manage volunteers and we recruit them, and training and things like that, how we build community, how we look at membership, what it means to be a member of our church. These are all resources that we put together from our own personal experience and lessons we've learned from what worked, and as you know, Katie, what didn't work along the way. So what I tell people, if you're out there trying to bring an ancient faith to a modern world as well, if you're trying to build community in your local church, if you're trying to influence the world all around, our hope is that you'll take a look at these resources, which again are 100% free. They'd be a benefit to you. And then, like I said, you can make it better, and we can all join hands and work together, as opposed to everyone kind of working on an island.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things, over the last year, we've really focused on just building up those resources and adding to those resources and trying to make them available. But this year, I think we'd really love to focus on hearing from people and hearing if the resources have been helpful, if they haven't, what other ideas people have. So we're going to really focus on this year looking for opportunities to make it more of a two-way communication, so that we can learn from other churches and other communities as well. And speaking of all those resources, I know that some people have had really great success with them, and it's just helped them kind of, like you said, just start from somewhere instead of from scratch. So can you tell us who has benefited from some of the resources and which the resources have been the most helpful for people?
Yeah, I mean, the ones that I get the most feedback on is our membership group and our life group packages. I think the reason why people love those so much is really, if you've been on the site, you know that they really are plug and play. So if you want to implement a life group program in your church, or a membership group program, where you kind of define what it takes to be a member of your church, these are really like solutions and resources you could just pretty much take And you can customize them to your own church. And I know churches that have done that, taken what we've done and, done it in their own way. But like I said, instead of starting from zero, starting from where we are and kind of taking it forward from there. And others are just really running them right out of the box. We did our best to put as much in there as we can, including like how to run the different groups, whether membership or life groups, how to announce them, how to answer common questions that people will ask. Why do I need to take a membership group? Or what is life group? And what's the purpose of it? And the beautiful thing is now, especially that we're in this COVID environment and a lot of stuff is virtual, it actually it's pretty seamless to turn these resources, which we have been doing in person. Okay, then we found a way to put it online so others can benefit. It becomes very simple then to just make it a virtual experience as well. So I think those are the two resources that I hear a lot about. Also, another one that people have mentioned is our children's program and our Sunday school resources, specifically our preschool curriculum. And this is an example of something that I feel like God has blessed us with at STSA, and we want to share it with others. Like we don't want to just kind of keep the blessing to ourselves. We want to be able to share it so others can benefit as well. And that is that God sent us a fabulous servant who works as our children's director. She's part of our staff, and that's her job. And she has developed our curriculum to be used with our preschool kids and developed it in-house, something she's been working on for several years now. And it's great because it combines like the fun and the age-appropriate features that you would find in non-Orthodox curriculum, but it introduces Orthodox concepts into them, and the meat or the substance, and specifically when it comes to the church and the sacraments, the seasons of the church. So it's a great way to introduce our children to those things, but in an age-appropriate, and like I said, fun way. And it's something that we've been using in our church. I've gotten nothing but very positive feedback from it.
Yeah, as a mother of a preschooler, I know that she absolutely loves the curriculum, and it's something they've been doing at home during COVID as well, following along with that. And I don't know if you know this, Father Anthony, but a little tidbit is that the resource was actually beautifully illustrated by someone that Sandra, our children's director, met at the open house last year.
Huh?
So
I did not know that.
yeah, her name is Justina, and she did such a beautiful job with the illustrations. So even if you don't have a preschool or you don't teach Sunday school, you have to go and check that out because it was beautifully done. And speaking of the open house last year, what is an open house if people aren't familiar with that term and what it means? We had so much fun last year, but what is it for people that might not be familiar?
Yeah, so last year when we came up with this idea of STSA Ministries, we wanted to start with a bang, and it was kind of our kickoff to STSA Ministries. And like I said earlier, it's a chance basically for us to pull back the curtain, chance for others to come in and say, what happens behind the scenes here at your church? So basically what we did is we invited people to come spend a weekend with us. We chose Labor Day so that people would have a long weekend. And people came in. We had all day Saturday, all day Sunday sessions, and you got a chance to hear from myself, okay, and Father Timothy, okay, you hear from the priest of the church. You got a chance to meet our staff and those who are really carrying so much of the ministry. You also got a chance to talk with our volunteer leaders, those who are the ones who are doing the work and implementing it on the ground. And we were able to do a couple things there, which is first we were able to talk about the why behind what we do. And so many people come to our church and they see us do certain things, and we're able to explain that really, everything has a purpose. Again, everything, I like to think that we think through things, and sometimes we do things that, people may say, why? So we were able to explain. For a lot of people, that was eye-opening to see the why behind the what. And then after those main sessions explaining the why, we had breakouts where, like I said, our staff and our volunteer leaders explain the how we do it. So not just why we do, the 50,000 foot level, but the how, the nuts and the bolts, from the people who are in the classrooms, the people who are making the calls, and the people who are setting the things up. They were able to explain how we do what we do. And we found that, a lot of people really, really benefited from that, because even though our context may be different, it's nice to kind of see how other people are doing things, and And one idea often sparks another idea. And that's kind of the principle of making it better. Taking what we have, make it better, and then we'll learn from you, and then the next person will make it better, and we'll all learn from them. And we're collaborating as opposed to everyone on an island.
One of my favorite parts was just meeting all the people from literally around the world,
Mhm.
Canada, UK, all over the US. And that was just so special to be able to open our doors and be able to bring them into STSA and for them to see what we're doing and be able to talk to volunteers. So how is that going to look like this year? How is it going to be different now that we can't actually physically open our doors?
I mean, everything is different this year, right? So this will be no different. And when we wrestled with this for a while, because obviously we can't do the in-person open house. Obviously that's not going to be possible. And we thought about, okay, doing it over, like a Zoom kind of online. And we felt, you know what, that I'm sure everyone out there is zoomed out, and no one was really excited about that as an option. But we didn't want to just quit. And we didn't want to say, okay, you know what, COVID wins, no open house this year. Our theme as a church has been how we can do everything, all of our normal things, in non-normal ways. And we're doing that with everything. We found a way to do confessions. We found a way to do liturgy. We found a way to do Sunday school. We found a way to do everything that we have been doing before COVID. We're doing, but just in different ways. So we're going to do the same thing with the open house. And we didn't want to let this year pass, and we didn't want to give up. So what we're going to do this year is a choose your own adventure style open house. And it's 100% free to anyone who wants to join. So basically it's this: participants who join us will get a chance to explore various topics at their own pace. So basically, if you sign up, you are the one who kind of controls your own experience, whatever order that you want. So we'll have a couple main sessions, similar to what we did last year, where we'll be speaking about the why, okay, kind of that high level. And that's where, the big picture, the vision of why we do certain things that we do. Then after that, we'll have several short videos, 7 to 10 minutes long, something like that, from our staff, our volunteers, where they'll speak about the how. So the beauty is that once you sign up, you'll have access to all of this, all these resources, the main sessions and the breakout videos. You'll have access to it all to do at your own pace, okay? And even to go in whatever sequence you want. So we'll have like certain tracks that we'll, recommend or give you as an option. So for example, if your focus is Sunday school, we'll have like a Sunday school track that you should watch this main session and then these two breakouts and then this main session or whatever. Or if you're like a church leader, and you want church leadership, or if you're volunteer management or whatever it may be, you choose whatever track that you would like to travel. Or like I said, you can do whatever you want. You can go a la carte. You can watch all of the videos, none of the videos. You can go at your own pace. And again, it's 100% free. Anyone who would like to participate. And we'll also have resources that you can download as well. Our heart, right, is really to help churches get better at what they do. I feel like when the church down the street gets better, we all win. And when the church across the country gets better, we all win. Not just because they get to do what they do better, but also because, again, we want to learn from you. And we want others out there who are going to take these resources, make them better, come up with other stuff. When one of us gets better, we all get better. We're a team. And I feel, like I said, God has blessed us. We have the ability, like we have staff. We have people who do this like as they're living. They are creating resources and doing a fantastic job of it. And I know other churches out there, especially those who are, younger, younger churches may not have that luxury. So for us, it's an honor for us to share the work that, so many people have put into it and hopefully help other churches get better at doing what it is that they're here to do.
Can you give us a preview of what topics are going to be covered?
Yeah, so we're going to have a variety of topics, and doing it this way actually allowed us to do more, because by making it virtual, and we didn't have to fit it all into session 1, session 2, session 3, and try to fit it all into a day with breaks. So we're going to have over 30 topics, ranging from as a wide spectrum. So one of them is like children and mental health, which obviously during this pandemic time is a topic that probably on a lot of people's minds, parents. We're going to have a discussion on how to prepare talks. Okay. And I personally gave a couple sessions on that, how I prepare. We'll have stuff on recruiting volunteers, communicating with members, adult education. So often we focus on like Sunday school, how do we teach our children, but adults need to continue to grow in their faith as well. So we'll talk about that. And as we get closer to the launching date, we'll be sharing more information on specific topics and resources. But as I mentioned, all free, and you, the end user, you get to steer the ship. So you get to say, I only want to listen to these two, or I want to, listen to every single one, whatever sequence you want. You, the one who gets to steer the ship for your open house experience.
Yeah, and you touched on this, but there's also on each of those pages of videos, all of our speakers have created additional resources that you could download and implement. So if someone mentions a resource in their quick talk, then you'll be able to download it right away and implement it and look at it and check it out. So it'll be a really exciting way to approach this open house. So how long will it be available?
Our goal is to make it available starting in a couple weeks, in mid-October through the end of the year. So if you sign up on our website now, you'll get a notification. Move because the sun is in my face here. You'll get a notification when the content is ready, and you'll be able to start right away. So make sure everyone signs up on our website, stsaministries.org, stsaministries.org. And in the meantime, while you're there, while you're waiting for the open house, check out our other resources and let us know what you think, and if there's other things that you'd like to see us produce in the future.
What can you tell us is coming after the open house in terms of resources?
So again, life groups have been a big hit. And every time we release a life group, people get excited about that. So we'll for sure be doing more of those. Also, as I mentioned, the whole idea of like adult education is something that we see a lot of churches may not necessarily have a lot in that area. So we'll be releasing resources in that area. And of course, Sunday school, always something that we're developing new materials for. But again, as you mentioned, Katie, as I mentioned a minute ago, we'd love to hear from those out there who are using our resources. And you let us know. Tell us what's missing. Tell us what you'd like to see on there. Our goal is to build resources that'll be helpful to church leaders, church servants, church volunteers. So y'all let us know what it is, and we'll do our best to see what we can do with it.
Thank you so much, Father Anthony. I am so excited for this year and the open house and where everything is going to go. 2020 has been kind of a lot of highs and lows, mostly lows, but this is going to be a high. We're really, really excited about it. We hope everyone, like Father Anthony said, goes and signs up right now at stsaministries.org. Just create a login, and then you'll be notified as soon as all of this becomes available. And thanks so much for joining us again today, Father Anthony.
Thank you, Katie.
To listen to previous episodes or access all of our free resources, join the community at stsaministries.org.